The sheer quality of action figures nowadays just continues to blow my mind, and this figure right here is a perfect example of it. I might like it better than the previous HIYA Toys Ghidorah. Let's open it up, check it out, and of course, do some toy photography. We have got ourselves a great big, beautiful kaiju with King Ghidorah. Not just Ghidorah, King Ghidorah. The font is so much bigger for King. And this box is also so much bigger than most boxes that I usually have got on this table. And I feel like every time I do a video with a box this big, you see way too much of my kitchen. So I'm sorry if something is not clean enough. How could anyone not be excited for a giant box with a beautiful golden king alien of the monsters, Ghidorah? Man, I'm very excited. And as much as I do really love this design of King Ghidorah, this is the one from 1991, just Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, I do still think I really prefer the MonsterVerse design over this design of Ghidorah. And maybe that's just me. Sorry if that's blasphemous. Sorry if this is making you leave the video right now. So we'll definitely have to make sure to compare them, and I bet you what this will do is probably just make me love this character more. It's crazy how action figures and collecting action figures and that kind of thing make you love these characters more, because you get a whole new appreciation after you hold it in your hands, right? I love that. The HIYA Toys, this is made by HIYA Toys, of course, are killing it constantly. Everything they're putting out is just like beautiful, great prices. Honestly, they're kicking SH Monster Arts, SH Monster. They're kicking SH Monster Arts' butt a lot with their figures. Man, the Shimo fiasco was just pathetic. And so, HIYA, we're grateful for you and very, very thankful for you. And boy, I cannot wait to open this figure up and compare it and do some toy photography. If you're interested in picking this figure up, head to the link I've got in the description for HIYA Toys. HIYA, thank you for sending this over to me. They are wonderful. I really think they're one of the best places for getting kaiju, Godzilla stuff, and so much more. And I think they might be the best place as far as shipping. They ship everything so safely and with so much care. Like, this was shipped, it was wrapped in bubble wrap, taped up, then put in a box, taped up, and then put in a mailer thing, taped up with special HIYA tape when I got it in the mail, you know, a giant box on my doorstep. I did make a post here on YouTube that said, giant box from HIYA, what is it? Any guesses? And everyone instantly knew it was King Ghidorah, so great job, everyone. That was so obvious. I didn't know it was so obvious. And I've got a few other things coming from HIYA soon, too. Like, of course, the HIYA Evolved Godzilla's coming soon. And even the first Pacific Rim Kaiju from Ling Jahan, the leatherback figure. Can't wait. So it's all coming soon. So thanks, HIYA. Make sure you're subscribed for those videos too. And thank you to you guys for watching the video, as always. Why hasn't HIYA made a Shin Godzilla yet? I know there's been multiple Monster Arts ones, and I'm feeling like collecting more HIYA than Monster Arts, so I'm very excited for them to put out a Shin Godzilla. I would love Shin Godzilla. When are they putting out like the American Godzilla from like 2001 or whatever? That would be so cool. I would love to have a figure with that to kind of go with the rest of my collection. Man, there's just so much they can do. They've got an endless, 50 something years or 70 years of Godzilla figures to make. Okay, man, here's the figure, and I might already be changing my mind about this. Like, the more I'm looking into it in like figure form versus, how I'm seeing it on screen, man, this thing is amazing. And I love the face, like the bigger heads, like the heads are a little bigger on this design as opposed to these really long neck with smaller heads on the MonsterVerse design. And oh God, it's amazing. Like, all of the scales make me think of an egg from Game of Thrones. Like the scales on the chest and stuff, right? And I think I just like the way this figure is made. Venom. Sometimes you're a great addition to the video, and then sometimes you literally just do this. Here, how about you go? There you go. But I think I just like the way this figure is made more than the last figure is made too. These wings are so cool. They're so cool. They're like a softer, rubbery plastic that's wired, so you can do this. I love that so much more than those other plastic wings on the other Ghidorah. And it does have some articulation back here, so you can do all of this. Like, oh, really am loving this figure. And the gold is so beautiful. He's so glistening. And I didn't even have to put the tails on. Whoa, the tails were already on the figure. I was expecting to have to go through a whole tail segment in the video again. Oh man, all right. Okay. Ooh, it's warm. But no, it was already on. Man, this is just incredible. Like, the detail on the face is wild, absolutely wild. And the mouth moving, man, I'm really in awe right now. I don't know how this is gonna ever be anything but a W already. I know I'm jumping to the W or L, but geez, this thing is incredible. Holy cannoli. So as far as the tails are concerned, they're very articulated. Each one of these really is just like their own little joint. And when you're bending them forward, if you want to bend them, sometimes they kind of droop a little bit. Like you'd be like, eh. Oh, well, now it's not doing it at all. Now it's cooperating perfectly. So never mind. But yeah, sometimes they'll just, there we go. This is what I'm talking about. If you put it up, it falls back down. But if you really just work with it for a second, push a little harder, it'll stick. And that's fine. And the wings, they do have, like I was saying, multiple points of articulation. So there's a joint in here and in here. So you can articulate that this way, as well as, well, you can't really do a whole lot backwards on this second joint, but you can do a little bit of it forward. Actually, you can't really do much with this second joint at all. The middle joint here, you've got so much, like being able to do that, get a great profile view of him. Of course, going all the way down, which is just so cool. And so I think there's a wire in all of these strips here. Let's see. No, I think it's maybe just these top 3 or 4 that have the wire. But either way, you can really bend them up. Like, I don't know what you would do with weird bent wings like that, but you can do it. I wonder if this was an active decision for doing the wings like this for this figure versus the Monsterverse one because of the design, but man, that would have been great on that figure. But man, I love the way the wings work on this figure so much. So the pose I've got him in, I think, is the straightest up I can get him to pose. You know, put his legs all the way straight up like that. They do move pretty decent amount. You've got joints in the knees and all that, but you know, can't move that a whole lot. The thigh is really where it's at. Bring that all the way down, bringing the tails up as much as possible, and that I think is as straight up as you're gonna get. And if you want them to look downwards, you can really get all of that. Man, the movement on the heads is great. Oh, look at that. You can really get them to go back and look downwards. That is awesome. That's terrifying. Wow, so cool. So I might have accidentally popped out one of his little heads. Hello. Sorry, Ghidorah. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it back on. Hopefully this isn't very difficult. Pop it right back in. Oh, wow. Okay, that was really easy. And boom, there he goes. Right, let's measure this guy. How big is Ghidorah? Usually when I do this, it's always the same answer. 6 inches. Okay, he's all the way pointed straight up. So he is like exactly 1 foot tall. He's exactly 12 inches. And so if we're measuring wingspan, we have got 23 inches, almost double as wide. How long is he though? That is the question. He is, give or take, about also 24 inches long. So wingspan is slightly shorter than how long he is from head to tail. Get it back straightened up again. I don't have any 90s or 2000s era Godzillas to compare him to, but this is the Monsterverse 2014 Godzilla, and this is like the 1972 Godzilla Toho Monster Arts. He certainly scales and looks quite great with them. He looks really good, actually. Wow. Here he is compared to some Ling Jahun Pacific Rim. This is Cherno. No, it's not. This is Crimson Typhoon and Gypsy Alpha. Hang on, this is Crimson Typhoon and Gypsy Danger, Ling Jahun. They look good. They look really good. They definitely are too big. The Jaegers are. They should probably be like here, I feel like. But they sure as heck look good. There's just the red, blue, and gold. Like, how beautiful does that look? Wow. This right here is the Shimo from HIYA Toys. Obviously, different worlds as well, but still cool to see them together, right? I did a couple videos on Shimo, the HIYA, and the SH Monster Arts if you're interested. Videos on every single one of these figures, by the way. So, cool. I like these guys together. Last but not least, here is the HIYA Ghidorah from King of the Monsters, the Monsterverse Ghidorah. And, you know, they both look good. And I'm starting to see why, you know, the answers to why those questions I was putting out earlier. Like, his wings are much bigger and more bat-like. They're different shape in this than in that. And I would see how these would need a little more structural integrity than these ones would. So I get why these are plastic and that's like the bendable wire based. And I think I understand. And you know, I'm seeing like, okay, this works better I think as a toy than this one does. And then this works better in a movie than this one does. Or at least, you know, in my opinion, of course. And they both work great in both. And I'm just kind of seeing the difference, you know, the longer neck and smaller heads and shorter neck, big heads. Like I'm seeing the differences. Obviously they're from two time periods, two different universes, two different sides of the world, really. So I think I just love them both for what they are. Which is better? I think I like this one more as a figure, potentially. Really, really cool to see the differences. Okay, so W or L for this big golden boy right here. Obviously, I think it's a W, right? It's a huge W. This figure's so cool. I was kind of just swooning over it the entire friggin' video. Yeah, these guys are pricey. The Calcus price is I think $150. I'm sure it'll vary elsewhere. When you see this, you're like, I get why that's $150. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can just see that. Absolutely beautiful. It moves well. It's just, I'm so impressed. HIYA Toys. I'm so glad we've got HIYA Toys. Can you imagine a world in which HIYA Toys didn't exist? Man, it would definitely stink. So I'm giving it a huge steaming hot golden W. What would you give it, a W or an L? I feel like this is gonna be a pretty unanimous W for people. And you know what? I don't think I mentioned the tongue. The tongue is movable, so sorry about that. There's the tongue. It was just kind of on the bridge of his mouth this whole time. Tongues are movable, W. Hey, it is my favorite time of the video, toy photography time. If you saw last week's video about all the buildings, then you'll kind of have an idea of what I want to do in this video. Can't wait. Let's go set up and take the shot. All right, here we go. It's about 6:30 a.m. I wish I was a little bit earlier. The sun would have been sat here, would have been down here. That would have been awesome. But the clouds are out there, I don't know. But I put Ghidorah right there. I love this spot for kaiju stuff because I can set up everything perfectly with this nice cement hard floor. Put some buildings down and then have it really look and feel pretty real because of the background and the sky, and there's nothing back there. Everything is gonna look really big because of that. And I love coming here for that exact reason. So here we are. I'm really just gonna do one thing and take the photo. I have this, you know, this is gonna be mighty helpful, getting that light to bounce off, all of that beautiful light to bounce off of here. And it's gonna look pretty sick. It's gonna look pretty great. So if you're curious about all of these buildings, they're made by a few different places, but I just did a video last week on like most of these buildings, and they're from Cosmic Yups Creations. Check out that video. I also have another video with all the other buildings too. I'll have those linked in the description. If you want to get yourself some buildings, that is definitely the way to go. And man, are they helpful. Like, look how good this looks. I have all these little trees too. I think I'm gonna set those up and get that shot as well. No. Okay, trees are all set up, and so this is what I've got for my camera settings, stuff like that. When the sun comes back out, it's gonna look a whole lot better. But my shutter speed's at 1,000 right now because it is so bright out. And I got a nice blue sky because of that. I'm keeping it a little bit darker, and I'm getting that blue sky, which is fantastic. I don't need to add a fake sky in. I have 4.5 for my aperture, which is a little bit bigger and higher than usual because I want to get more buildings, stuff like that in focus, which is pretty awesome. And my ISO is at 400, as it always is. I actually forgot my atmosphere aerosol. I would have loved to have that and sprayed in the background during the sunlight, but oh well. Man, dang, I wish I had that. I'm gonna wait for the sun to come back out, and I'm just gonna take the shot. All right, post photo breakdown for Ghidorah's big day out in the city. Here we go. This is it. Very happy with it. I think it looks really good. It's exactly what I was hoping for when I set up the shot. It's a really wonderful sensation, whatever, when you like, I have an idea, and you take the photo, and it's exactly what you were hoping for. It's exactly what you had in mind, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really good about it. This is the before, and then this is the after. So I actually didn't do much at all. It was one of the most straightforward edits ever. So really the only things I did as far as editing was first removing these power lines. Fair. Removing this dot right here on the ground, which I'm not sure what that was. And then I just adjusted the colors. I did brighten up some of the windows in the buildings, but that was it. I just adjusted the colors. The blue sky is 100% natural. Love that. All I did was just, really crank up the blues and stuff and the camera raw filter. Also over here, there's some graffiti on the pavement here. So you can see some pink. So I just took all the reds and pinks and I just turned them down so you can't even see them anymore. And, at first I didn't have the trees in. I'm so glad I added the trees in. I think it adds so much to the photo. And I also added a lens flare on the wing here to make it a nice little extra flare. Other than that, it's all totally natural. And this is also the cropped version of it for Instagram. And sometimes it's cool when the cropped version looks like almost better. Instagram is always going to crop your photos to a certain point, but 4:5 is the actual ratio for that. So if you ever want to use Photoshop, just crop it 4:5 and you'll get the perfect Instagram ratio. Let me know what you think. Give me some critiques as always, and let's go to the end of the video. What an absolutely beautiful and just insane action figure. This thing is awesome and it really is photogenic. But if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This photo is going to be posted up onto Instagram, it's TikTok, Facebook, all of that stuff. If you want to follow my work on any of those platforms, the links to them are all in the video description. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.